Bye Bye Love is a side quest that starts either in Gomorrah if you talk to Joanna, or in Vault 21 if you talk to Carlitos. The requirements are different, but the quest ends up being the same. If you go to Carlitos, you need a 50 speech, or Joanna, you need a 50 medicine or 75 speech. We'll be starting with Joanna. To get to Joanna, you're going to head northwest through the casino to the far end and go right at the door at the end. From there, head northwest to the door to the courtyard. Make sure to save your game, as there's many bugs with this quest, so do not exit before saving. She's going to be right on the other side of the door, so when you get closer, she'll start dialogue with you. If you have good medicine, well, for either case, you're going to say you want to ask them some questions. The first option is going to be, I'd like to know more about you. You're going to choose that. And if you have 50 medicine, you could start out the quest off by clicking that option. If you don't, you're going to ask, what's your story? And then she's going to tell you something here or there. And then you're going to ask her, do you like it here? And then she's going to slough that off and ask you about promiscuous stuff. At that point, you'll be offered a speech check. And if you have 75, then you'll pass it. So you just click on that. And then she'll start telling you about her problems. And then you ask her to lead the way, because she won't talk to you unless you go to her room. So the fastest way to do this is to wait an hour and then walk to her room, which is up the stairs here and to the left. There's sometimes a pathing problem as you come through the door, so save it before you go in. Once inside, talk to her and ask her to tell you about her problems, and then she'll go through the problems that she's having, and she wishes her Carlitos was with her, and that type of stuff. You could read more of the dialogue options if you want to know more of the story. But then you ask her what Carlitos' story is, and she'll tell you that he ended up going away. Then you're going to ask her the first option that's available next, about Cucino. And at that point, you just keep clicking through, and then you say, what if Carlitos lives? Because she thinks he may have died or something. She says that if you meet him, then to let her know. At this point, you have three options to choose. All lead to the same thing, so it doesn't really matter which one you click. Just choose one of them. She'll then tell you that no one ever does anything for free to her, so you can choose to either charge her money, do it for free, or the third option, which you could read between the lines. I always choose to do it the nice way. So she'll tell you if you find him that to let her know. So at this point, we're going to head out to Vault 21 to go get Carlitos. For those of you new to the Strip area, to get to Vault 21, you're going to head south from Gomorrah through the different zones. It's the furthest southern zone of the Strip on the right-hand side, just right here. Once you enter the gift shop, you're just going to head straight through the large metal door and to the left, down the stairs, and continue through the series of doors and continue going south, and you will run right into the cafe. He's usually in the cafe during the daylight hours. Sometimes you won't find him in here, as it is right now because it's nighttime. So you're going to head to the west, and his room is just down here to the left. And his bed's right here. If you started the quest with him, he won't actually talk to you about anything until he goes to the cafe, but since you've talked to Joanna first, he will talk to you about the quest. So you're going to start dialogue with him and tell him that you are there on Joanna's behalf. And once you do that, he'll get excited. Then you'll choose the first option and say that she didn't know that he was alive. And after that, you're going to click through a couple of his dialogues to the next thing he has to say. You have a choice to either tell him that you want money for it. You'll say, "I'll try, but not for free," or you'll say, "I'll let him know," which means you'll be doing it for free.
Deal.
So now it's time to head back to Gomorrah to speak to Joanna.
Till next.
Joanna can sometimes be found in her room or directly downstairs from her room. Once you find her, tell her you got a message from Carlitos.
Have you seen him?
Then after that, you're going to tell her that he wants to get her out of there.
This changes everything.
And at this point, you're going to have to pass 2 speech checks, one for 40 speech and one for 50 speech. So make sure you have that.
Damn it all.
Once you've finished doing the speech checks, you will have convinced her that it's safe enough to leave there, and then you're done. Go ahead and return to Carlitos for the next part of the quest. Once you arrive back at Carlitos, you are going to talk to him about Joanna again, and then you're going to tell him that Joanna wants to escape from Gomorrah. At that point, he's going to tell you about 2 henchmen that owe him a favor, which you could recruit. They are located in the Atomic Wrangler in Freeside, and they are very helpful to keep Carlitos and Joanna alive once they exit the strip. So we're going to head over there now and go and get those two henchmen. To recruit the henchmen, we're going to fast travel from the strip and head north, northeastish to the 2nd Street. You'll see a little sign up above that says B and K Cleaners. And then you're going to take a left at that street, and it will be on the right. Just inside on the left will be the henchmen. They'll be standing next to the stage. It's a little dark in here, so you might want to turn on your light. Talk to Big Beard. And the first thing you are going to do is tell him, does the name Carlitos ring a bell? The second thing you're going to have to tell him is that he's ready to cash in on the chips. And at that point, you're just going to tell him that it's going to be in Freeside and that you want him to come now. And once you do that, it's time to go over to Joanna to start our escape plan. Upon returning to Joanna at her room, tell her that you have news from Carlitos. She's sometimes bugged at this time of the game, so you might have to go in her room and out of her room, as I did in this video. When I went in her room, she went outside. She seems to go to the place that you're not. But if you go through fast enough, you could catch her and then talk to her again. See, now she'll have the option. I have news from Carlitos.
Yes.
And then tell her he'll meet her around midnight in Freeside and that you'll help sneak her out.
Okay.
When you finish talking with her, you're going to have to wait until 12 a.m. Before you can initiate this escape plan. So go ahead and wait however many hours that is at your current game time. And as soon as you're done doing that, talk to her again. And find her. Talk to her again and tell her to let's do this.
I'm ready.
Well, are you ready? And then let's do this.
In an hour.
Then once she does that, once you do that, she's going to disguise immediately. Go ahead and hop over the railing and head inside Brimstone. She will immediately be behind you once you do that. Continue to head towards the entrance. Make sure to save the game because you can fail this right inside this room. In fact, you should make it a point to regularly save it when you exit here as well. Make your way to the front. Find the 2 disguised prostitutes and just wait there next to them until she arrives. When she arrives, talk to her again.
Come on. People are looking at us.
And then tell her to
We're ready.
ask her if she's
Let's
ready.
Get the hell out of here before they
And then
recognize
tell
us.
her to let's get out of there.
It's
let's
now
head
or
out.
never.
You will need to wait until they go first. If you head through there before and exit the building before they do, you will fail the quest. So wait till they exit the building and then go through. Once you leave the building, you can fast travel to the strip, or you can just follow them. And then follow your map marker to the rendezvous point. Before you get there, you're probably going to want to equip yourself with a weapon, as well as buff yourself for any of the skill checks that are going to happen above here that you'll see in a sec.
Thanks so much.
You'll be met by
What's that?
Carlitos. Once you're done talking with Carlitos, 4 Omerta thugs will arrive and one will initiate dialogue with you.
And I don't believe this.
You'll have 3 different types of skill checks that you can pass to get them just to run away. The first one will be a speech check, the second one will be a strength check, and the third will do barter. So depending on your skills will be the ones, will depend on which choice you take. I have high speech, so I will do the first check, which is 75 speech, but I don't pass the second check, so I can't finish that. You'll need to pass both speech checks in order to get these thugs to go away. Second one, again, is strength. If you have an 8th strength, then you can get all the thugs to leave except for the boss. If you have 9 strength, you could get all the thugs to leave. The last option here is barter. If you have an 85 barter, you can get them to leave with and pay by paying them 500 caps. Otherwise, if you have 75 barter, you can get them to leave by paying 1,000 caps. I say forget that. Let's just take them down. So they're fairly easy. The problem is not having them hurt you. It's if they will normally go after Carlitos or Joanna and possibly kill one of them. So you want to get rid of them as soon as you can. So once you've disposed of them, Carlitos will come and talk to you, and you could opt to choose to have him pay you, which is the second option, or the first option is just by saying that you're doing it for free. If you ask for payment, you'll have to click on the barter thing, the barter option, even if you don't have a high barter. If you don't have a high barter, he'll give you 200 caps. If you have 65 or more barter, he'll give you 400. Once you're done talking to him, you'll be approached by Joanna right after, and then she'll finish the quest. She'll tell you about some sketchy operation going on in Gamora, which will open up a new quest, how little we know. So as soon as that's done, the quest completes, and you'll be all finished. Good job.
Okay. I'm getting Carlitos as far away from here as possible. Hope to see you again. Bye.